Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So as you can see, most of the work's done. We're going to go ahead and do a wrap-up video today on this and just kind of go over all the things that needed to be done since the last video till now and getting it running. I didn't do a lot of recording on the actual work, sorry, but a lot of it was just tedious putting everything back together, seeing what didn't fit and just making small minute changes to it. So it was just more of a mad dash of getting everything back on here and getting it back together so I can get this last video out to you guys. But before we get started on that, I'm gonna go ahead and shout out to LSx Customs. So he called us out on the 2021 Burnout Challenge. Put a link to his video up here. So challenge accepted. We have a special video on that one that we're going to be dropping next week that also has some other stuff in it that's going to be going on the channel. So make sure you guys watch that. That'll be fun. So back to the turbo build. So a little bit disappointed today. So I wanted to take this thing for a little bit of a cruise today. I know I needed to keep it out of boost. I don't have the fuel system to support the turbo on there, but I should still be able to drive it just to keep it out of boost. Unfortunately, this is what we woke up to today. So yeah, probably not going to happen, I guess. I mean, I could make a fun little drift, but this is what winter in the Midwest is, so not a lot I can do about it. I don't think the car is going to hook up very well in this, and yeah, unfortunately, right? But as you can see, the car is back on the ground, and oh my god, I just forgot how low this thing sits. It was sitting up on blocks for about 3 months now, and putting it down on the ground, I just forgot how low it was. When I actually put it back on the ground, my jack actually got stuck underneath the intercooler. So I just forgot how low this thing sits. But back to the turbo. So as you can see, I'm not completely finished. I didn't get the headlights in yet. There's a little more modification. I'm going to need to be able to get the air filters to clear behind the headlights. But in the meantime, really guys, I'm not hating it. What do you think? I don't know. I'm not hating it. What do you think? Put some halos around those? Just 2 halos? Drive that like that? I think that'd be sick. I got my 90 boots on here. It's just when I turn them down, they get bound into the wheel well there, and it kind of crushes them. So I'm going to just have to open up the wheel well just a little bit more so that the filters can actually sit down behind the fog lamps, and I think what I'm going to do is end up removing the fog lamps, see if they make one for it, or if I can find a grill for it and help it breathe. So it'll get a lot of fresh air down there. But as you can see, everything else is put back together, and it is looking nice. So one thing I am going to have to do is move the reservoir for the power steering pump. That is just about touching, and that is going to get really hot. So that was a mount I made for it when it was NA and the headers were going back. Really close, don't like it now, so I think I'm going to make a bracket and set it right here on the side, right above the power steering pump. I've had some questions about this power steering pump bracket, so I'll go ahead and address it. Some people were asking what I was doing. This is an original E36 power steering pump. The reason I kept this is that the working pressure of the power steering pump on the E36 is nearly double that of the LS models. So a lot of people were saying when they switched to the LS power steering pump, they had very lazy steering on these cars, and all I did is I couldn't find spacers this long and this thick, so I got some 3/4 inch solid aluminum rod. I made a rough measurement of how far these need to sit out, and I cut them just a tad bit longer, and then I ended up having to drill them out the whole way. So it'd be nice if I could have found solid spacers, but it wasn't that really hard to chuck this up in my drill press and drill these out. And then I just modified the original bracket to fit, because this is the original hull. Then I cut off the ear here and then put the other one. And then I have a bolt that's a standoff that actually makes contact with the head down here and keeps it from wanting to pull inwards. So I haven't had a single issue running this setup since I built it, and so far it's been working really good. But I do need to remount the reservoir up above it, so that's what's going to happen. We should be good for now though. Next step is, how long are these plug wires going to last? Throw your bets in there, guys. Put them down in the comments. How long before I burn these up? I am going to relocate the coils and run them completely underneath, but for now we just want it running. So we'll see how long they last. I want to see how long they last before I start getting a misfire. It'll be fun. I promise. Now, I still have to put my blow-off valve on here. Like I said, I'm going to try to stay out of boost for right now. This is just to get the thing back together, and I did need to put it all together so I could see where the where the blow-off valve is going to need to be welded on here. So I had to get it put back together first. And then, tis my cheap eBay blow-off valve. Knockoff tile. Yay. Comes with a separate spring. I think it's 8 pound and 15 pound. So, and then gasket and everything. So, also has the flange that gets welded onto the intake pipe, but that's downstairs right now, so I'm not going to grab that. You guys know what those look like. I did have some questions from a viewer about whether or not I'll have to modify the bumper support to get my charge pipes in. So, yes, but not as much as a lot of people are saying. So, we did have to chop out a little bit here and on the bottom of that C channel. Same spot on both sides. Throw a picture up. But as you can see, not a whole lot was actually trimmed out, and I was able to actually clear them up. Now, if I had a 2-into-1 intercooler, I don't think I would have had to do any trimming at all. Maybe just a little bit, just to clear the side of the intercooler because of how wide they are and how thick they are. But this is working just fine. There's no contact being made. I did have to trim a little bit of the the grill support here. So there, as you can see, I made some nice scratches on there trying to get that in. But I did end up having to trim it here. And here, there's a piece that ran across here. Just cut that out, and it fits. So, and then my 2-into-1 merge pipe is right up inside the grill there. Not that easy to see, but it tucks away nicely. So this one was not fun to make, just so you guys know. All I did is I crushed a 3-inch pipe, pie cut it, and then welded it together. And it looks like crap, but it's functional, not fashion. Remember, function, not fashion. But it's cool. I cut this up to hide it a little bit, and I think what I'm going to do is make a fiberglass mold over this, because this is ABS plastic and fiberglass will not bond to it. So if I just fiberglass over this, like 3 or 4 layers of fiberglass, this will actually be a positive mold, and then I can just pop it right off and make one that actually comes up over and hides this as well. So it is still kind of hitting the hood a little bit, just a touch. So right about here, we're just barely touching the hood, right where that lip is. So I can oval this a little more to clear that, but I'm not going to worry too much about it, because eventually I will be going to a car intake on here, and then I will be able to put the original OE hood back on there. OE or OG? I like it. It's going to go back on here. Going to go back to true sleeper status, guys. Except for the exhaust. I don't think they'll ever believe it for a minute. So guys, it's all complete for the most part. Like I said, fuel system's the only thing I have to tackle now. And then where I put this pressure bottle here, there is a small leak underneath it that's dripping down the frame rail. And I'm going to have to pull the down pipe that runs underneath there out just to get to it, because I can't get to it from behind it there. It's too low, and the exhaust runs right over it. So I'm going to have to just pull the down pipe out, and then I can go ahead and throw a better clamp on it. I think the clamp I have on there is not tight enough. So that'll be addressed. Not a big deal. So overall, I'm happy with it. Really wanted to get it out there and take a drive today, but like you said, that's not going to happen. Now I do have some plans on a Ford 88 independent rear suspension LSd swap rear end on it. That'll probably be the next large project this car sees, other than me swapping out for a Walbro 450 fuel pump and some, I think an 800cc injector should handle it just fine. But like I said, those are just swap-ins, and there's not going to be a whole lot. I might do a little bit of a video on it, but they're not going to be part of this series. This is going to end this series, and then we're going to move on to some more projects. So even though this one's done, You guys got to keep up with the channel. We are doing some more projects. We have some more fun stuff coming on here. We have the LS Swap Fox Mustang that we are doing the same thing to, twin turbos, but GT45s. We're going for much bigger power. That car is set up for the strip though. We were able to run that thing in 14-second spinning off the line. So if we could have launched it a lot harder, very likely we could have got that down to a 12. So that thing's going to be a lot of fun once we put that power to it. And we are definitely going to be seeing what that thing can handle, because that thing is built to actually handle the power that we're going to be throwing at it. So it'd be fun to see what breaks on it next and what we can upgrade on there. We also have a surprise project that we just got into the other day, and that'll be hopefully up next weekend. So check back for that one. That one's going to be a lot of fun. And that's going to be in response to Narcoleptic's Customs Burnout Challenge. So stay tuned, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. Do the necessary. Take it easy, guys.